What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and I'm telling you right now, I've been getting some news that's going to make Madden 26 turn out to be one of the best Maddens in a decade. Now, you guys might be saying to me, okay, G, it's always like this, bro. Every year you come back. No. Go check my videos from the previous years. I always tell you what I see. The problem is some of you guys don't like what I tell you, and then when it comes to pass, you're like, oh, all right, bro, all right. So you can't have it both ways. It's one way or the other, guys. Just hear me out right now, okay? For those of you guys that have been raging about college football, and trust me, I appreciate your feedback because you guys drive me to keep watching those games on Twitch or YouTube, wherever they're live streaming it, and I think it's hilarious, bro. Look, college football in itself is supposed to resemble college. Madden 26 is always going to be different. So the reason that I believe, based on some of the things that I'm hearing about the tuning down of a lot of different things that you guys might like to hear about, okay, let's go ahead and start talking about it, all right? So I found out deep zone KO, all the zone KOs are tuned. Let me know how that works for you guys, because I know a lot of you franchise guys have been telling me that you turn off abilities and you turn off X factors. But for anybody else that's playing regs, are you excited about that, bro? They're going to tone it down. So the interaction is going to be based on attributes. Now, for the last, I would say 3 or 4 years, we've been complaining about attributes because originally when they brought out abilities and they brought out X factors, like in Madden 20, the attributes had something to do with unlocking the actual X factor or the ability, right? The attribute since then has been pretty much non-existent. So pretty much all you had to do, you can have a 68 overall player and he has like Colossus and he's going to be coming in every snap, right? Now, everything is going back to attribute based. I'm very, very happy about this because I know for a fact, right? Madden 22, Madden 23, Madden, I would say 24 also, there was a whole thing where the players would just latch onto your guys in coverage. I don't know if you guys remember with that, because in Madden 20, they had to patch the game because it got a little wild. So they made it so that the players would like just always linger around, and it was like you could always have contact, and it was very, very hard to get separation. So now with different type of attributes, release is going to actually matter this year. So for my MUT players, I know you guys are going to be like, yo, G, is it going to matter for the cards? Like, if we get a guy with like 89 release, is that going to matter against the guy with like 90 press? I'm not sure about Madden Ultimate Team. Right now, all the details are coming out about the actual game, all right? Things like dynamic substitutions, that is supposed to be available to where you don't have to actually pause the game and do stuff like that. We got to see how that's going to work out inside Ultimate Team. But a lot of these other, things, these factors, all this explosive movement, obviously, the adjustable zones and stuff like that is clearly going to be an Ultimate Team. But the attributes being a major factor in the game is very, very huge. Now, another thing that they've actually come forward and spoke about in blogs and stuff like that, speed differential. The speed differential of players. How many of you guys, now look, you guys are probably going to laugh about it, but you'll pick the ball off, right? An old lineman will chase you down like Larry Allen. Now, for those of you young dudes that don't know who Larry Allen is, Google him and Google the play where he ran like 99 yards to tackle the dude. Listen, I get it. Big boys can move, but not every big boy should be chasing you down like you got a ham sandwich in your back pocket. I don't believe that that's okay. Maybe if a dude is jacked up on steroids, possibly one of these old linemen could probably do it maybe once in a while, but it happens too often. Okay, so now the speed differential is going to be checked. Now look, this is what might happen at launch. I'm going to be very, very upfront with you guys. It may be off a little bit. Okay, so I don't want you guys to come back here like, yo, what are you? Look, I don't want you guys to get angry about it. I'm just telling you that when you come out in regs, right, Tyreek Hill is going to clear a dude that literally has 5 or 4 speed points below him, if whatever. It's not going to be a situation where the guy's just running with him like, yo, what's up, Tyreek? All that stuff is supposed to be cleared out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do it in Ultimate Team, primarily because I usually go with height. You know what I'm saying? But at the launch of the game, it probably makes sense to go more with speed because people are going to press. They're going to run like different type of zone coverages where, the cloud might hold the guy at the line a little bit and you may have to get over the top. It gets a little difficult, but I do want to confirm the Moss is in the game. And another thing that's kind of weird too, that you guys are probably going to be upset about, is the fact that if a defender is not looking back at the ball, I don't want to say it's 100% of the time, but most of the time, you will not get an interception or a deflection. And many of us have been asking for that for years. Like, we don't know how these dudes just are not looking at anything and then automatically their brain just knows to turn around and pick the ball or, you know, swat it, whatever thing like that. But apparently, they've put a lot of emphasis on that based on what I've been hearing and what's been getting leaked. So, things like that. You see the way that he wasn't looking in that Sauce Gardner? You see, this is the thing about it, right? The ability is still going to have a lot to do with the outcomes of a particular play, but it's not going to be OP. So what you saw with Sauce Gardner right there where his back was turned, but he has the coverage, that immediate impact, that's usually going to be a knockout. My point is this, right? The overall feature in the game to where, you know, a middle linebacker is in zone, right? And he's looking like to, you know, he goes and follows the actual route and his back is turned. They did this a few years ago when the linebackers couldn't even jump. Even till today, it's really hard to make sure that your linebacker's actually going to jump because they took away that ability. Now they've added the whole point that if that same linebacker is not looking at the ball or looking in the direction of where the pass is going, he cannot intercept the ball. Is that a W or an L? In my opinion, I'm going to say it's a W, but it's going to be an L when a dude dots me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, yo, it is what it is. Like, I ain't gonna like it. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Because regardless of if you click on or not, that play is going to be completed based on where the player is. So there's a lot of new information coming out about the game. They're going to start dropping everything that we already know already. I've already put out a video about the 99s and stuff like that with my leak video. So we know who the 99s are going to be at launch. It's just about getting more about the, you know, the mechanics, because right now, we are going to get a lot of what college football is based on like the mechanics and changing, you know, audibles and, you know, hot routing and stems and stuff like that. Gameplay wise, totally different though. Not a lot of similarities with the way the game plays. And if you guys played the beta, you know what I'm talking about. It's completely like a different format in the way that they play. So I do want to make sure that that's also clear. The RPOs have been a major problem. Apparently, and look, guys, I'm testing this day one. Apparently, the players react better to RPOs. Like, I just had to like say it slowly because I'm like, I can't believe that I'm reading this. The players react better to RPOs. If you believe that, let me know. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to rage uncontrollably if my dude is in a hard flat and a dude runs the RPO read flat and the guy's just open running down the field. I'm going to lose my mind. And that's probably going to be day one. But you guys will be there with me and help to console me. That's not, you know, that's neither here nor there. But there's a lot of good information coming out. And these things being nerfed is only going to guarantee that Madden 26 could be the best Madden in a decade. I want to know your thoughts, and I want to know them now. Drop it in the comment section. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.